And 9 radio and television broadcasters set to be inducted into the Mass Broadcasters Hall of Fame for 2024. Included in that group will be the inducted on June 13th, which is Barbara Bernard, one of the most beloved personalities in Western Mass. Bernard started her career here at ABC 40 in 1955, which was just 2 years after the station went on the air. She was the first woman in Western Mass with her own show, where she interviewed big-name celebrities and newsmakers. More information on that event can be found on our website at westernmassnews.com.